I had a podcast queued and ready to go to talk about the lack of black male. I want to be clear, black male representation in the last three pay-per-views, and it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 pay-per-views with no black males. So just go ahead and get ready for that. Um, and I was going to give some nuance to it, kind of figure things out, give Triple Thumbs the benefit of the doubt. But Triple Thumbs got asked probably one of the easiest PR questions you can answer and not really fuck it up. At this point, you shouldn't be fucking up no answer to this particular question. But he fucked it up, just like the old Caucasian man he is. He fucked it up, ruffled feathers, got the clans people mobilizing in folks' comments, got all kinds of, awful and terrible shit mixed up because this man couldn't simply answer a basic ass question on representation. One more time, to be clear, the topic of contention is that black male representation has not been observed for 3 consecutive pay-per-views under Triple H. You understand? So someone asked about representation for these black males. And representation, the opportunity to represent and show what they can do and celebrate, the culture and everything like that. So this is Triple H's response. I don't see the difference in anybody. I don't see color. I don't see nationality. I don't see any of it. I just see talent. I don't see the difference between men and women. I see talent. We tell stories with those talent, how they can handle those stories, and how they can represent those stories, and how we can bring those stories forward. I don't keep track of any of that. I do what's relevant and what's best. The best in storytelling and what's being delivered, the best, and then that's what goes. No different than the men and the women who main events. Whatever the biggest stories are, that's where we go. So everybody essentially collectively said, this motherfucker. And then an old clip of Cody Rhodes has resurfaced when he first met Brandy and he was trying to get some of that pussy, okay? Cody thought he would tell this black ass woman from Detroit that he don't see color. And she told him, and I'm paraphrasing, if you don't see me, you don't see my color, you don't see my culture, you ain't gonna see this pussy. And Cody Rhodes took his ass to the nearest library and got all the Britannica you could find. You hear me? He Googled, he dug deep, he watched Eyes on the Prize and came back to Brandy and said, baby, I see not only your color, I see everything from head to motherfucking toe. Let me smell some of that pussy. And then we got Brandy and Cody and Liberty. That's exactly how that happened. He educated himself because he wanted to get with that woman and respect her culture and everything that comes with it. The good, the bad, the ugly. Okay? All right. With that being said, I get to sit here and call out all the contradictions on Triple Thumbs. First of all, real quick, you don't see color. We just had Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia, which is considered the mecca of African American culture. Well-to-do African Americans. It got the African American Museum out there, I believe. It got all kind of African American stuff. No, that's in Washington, D.C. But it got all kind of cultural historical elements down to the Atlanta, okay? You had Bad Blood, you had Metro Boomin, I heard you had Lil Baby, you had Yachty, you had all kind of black people. Some of them people I didn't even know who the fuck they was. You had all this, you had the big three host. You know why? Because WWE knew that, oh, we going where the niggas is. And I have to use that term. You'll see why soon here. We going where the niggas is. We deep in the culture that the niggas invented. Meanwhile, ain't no niggas in the ring. Hello? I don't see nationality. Oh, okay. We went to Australia. Whole entire fucking pay-per-view revolved around Australian Rhea Ripley. Where we went bashing to Berlin, rolled out the Germans. Okay, we got Gunther. We got Ludwig Kaiser. All right. We went to Clash at the Castle down in Scotland. Who was the headliner, even though he, lost? But who was the headliner? Oh, yeah, Drew McIntyre. Yes. And if Becky Lynch was there, she would be there. We had Piper Niven come out and put a show on. We even dropped the titles because the bitches was from that nation of Scotland. Yes? Oh, when we go to Canada, who do we have to have come out? Natalia. We got to get Bret Hart. We got to get Trish Stratus. We got to have Kevin Owens speak French. We got to have Sami Zayn. And we got to say, hola, hola, hola. We got to do all of that. When we went to Puerto Rico, the country, the nation of Puerto Rico, yes, it is a United States Commonwealth. It belongs to the United States. But it's still a identity all of its own. Who did we roll out for the Puerto Ricans? Bad Bunny. And who helped Bad Bunny? Damian Priest. And who was the world champion after 50 fucking years? Pedro Morales, Puerto Rican. Why is that written in the history books? Oh, because we recognize the first and long periods of time where there were no representation. Shall I go on? I sure will. LWO, Latino World Order, Delgado Veltasmo, however you pronounce it. Santos Escobar and them. Mexicans, huh? Y'all even threw some Puerto Ricans in there with Mexicans. You won't give a fuck. Latino, go over there. Stephanie Vaquera, that is where you will end up. And where will Julia end up? With the Japanese. Damage control. Oh, when WWE go to Japan, who they rolling out? Shinsuke Nakamura. Motherfucker ain't been on TV for 75 years. But go to Japan. Shinsuke showing up for the people because the people want to see themselves on display. Yes? Yes. That's nice. Isn't that nice? We would have had one for China, but y'all got rid of Xia Li. Now she over in NXT. No, excuse me. TNA mixing it up with the gals. Funny how that works. But he don't see nationality. Somebody in WWE seeing some fucking nationality. I don't know who it is, but apparently Triple Thumb said he don't see it. I don't know. You don't see color, huh? Okay. Well, I don't know. Because you was the guy who had on blackface. And in that Vince McMahon documentary, well, it was a different time. It was the early 2000s. Not 1941, motherfucker. Sucker. I don't know, Triple H. What you could have did was say, how do you get opportunities so people could, represent and get out there and go up for their people? Well, you know what? I'm glad that was brought to my attention. And because I fucking write the show and everything that I write down is essentially a choice, I will be more mindful and see if we could build some stories around some folks and get some things going, and then give me some time and come back and check me. That's all he had to say. I'd have took it. But no, he don't see color. I don't see no color. I give everybody opportunity. Do you? Is that why I have to fucking see Karrion Kross all the time? Oh, is that why I have to see DIY? Don't nobody want to fucking see him, but you give everybody opportunity. Do you now? Oh, funny how that works. Now, in the podcast that I was going to do, I said what I don't want is when a black person finally does show up, them motherfuckers ain't like, oh, DEI. Oh, he just did because he black. Y'all do that shit regardless. DEI or not. Y'all don't give a fuck. Only time I see whataboutism is it when a black person say, hey, over here, and it's like, well, what about this? Then, this is the kicker, and we're going to wrap it up. I just want to announce something to everyone if they didn't know. Samoans are Polynesians. They are Pacific Islanders. A lot of them have absolutely no connection to the continent of Africa or part of the African diaspora. They are not black people. They're Pacific Islanders. Yes, I understand. Jacob and the Usos and all of them Polynesians is ghetto and hood as hell. And then you really need to evaluate yourself. If you think anything that equates ghetto and hood is black, you need to reevaluate yourself. Okay? Because I already said, The Rock can't even say the word black with his black ass daddy. I'm a champion of color. What? But then you turn around and say, my father was the first black tag team wrestler with Tony Atlas. What the fuck are you? And that's fine. We're not going to get into The Rock. But when The Rock is stomping around there and, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm going to hook you up with my sister. And he leaned all the way into that nigga he got flowing through his veins. For the ones that like to say wrestling's for niggas, I saw Ice Cube's son say that. Wrestling's for the niggas. Listen, that's a terrible fucking word to describe yourself, brothers. But since y'all want to continue to say that, because a lot of y'all was excusing this. A lot of y'all was arguing me down in the comments, and I was like, the fuck? Is this a white person behind a black profile pic? Or like, are you fucking crazy? Okay, cool. If wrestling's for the niggas, where the niggas at? That's all I'm asking. Where the niggas at? Huh? Where they at, though? We looking for you. Because it ain't but 5 of y'all on the fucking main roster. And one of them is in, 2 of them in a damn tag team. According to Triple H, he also said, which if you want to deduce, if you want to break it down, he said, I see talent. We tell stories with those talents. So the black men ain't got no talent. So you don't see talent in them. So there's no need to tell a story. Oh, okay. Oh, well, you should have said that. You should have just said, well, I don't see the black dudes. They ain't telling no talent. They ain't no talent. So ain't nothing to talk about. That shit you got Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods doing, you could have easily gave that to the Street Profits and had them do something. Oh, B-Fab, you done stuck her with them for what? Because she black? For what? Why don't you put almost over there with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods? He ain't doing nothing. Since we don't see nationality and we don't see color. What the fuck you don't see is ethnicity. You don't see that shit. You just mix everybody up. Yeah, Kofi Kingston, he was a Jamaican for about a good 10 years till he decided, I can't keep doing this accent. Let me be the African that I am. Now, when you introduce Kofi Kingston as the first fully black, African-born world champion, why? Because The Rock is biracial. He prefers to be called a person of color. I don't say these things, guys. WWE says these things. So what the fuck is going on? When Bianca Belair and anybody black, Puerto Rican, otherwise is sitting up there and them people ask about representation, I don't hear a motherfucking sound about, well, what about? Y'all only doing when black folks do it. When black folks inquire, this is when the roaches come out and they want to know, what about this? What about that? How about you take your what about isms, turn them son of bitch sideways, shine them up, and shove them up your candy asses. How about that, jabroni? Yeah, you know I didn't know all of that? Hey, I'm a child of the Attitude Era. Just like Triple H is the child of Vincent McMahon. Hey, Vincent McMahon sees color. Know how I know? He had a big old black dick named after Bobby Lashley. He saw some kind of color. Is it me? Or do y'all only see colors when it's big black dicks? Then y'all big black cocks. Then that's when you see color and ethnicity? Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm watching you, Triple H. Because you never put that belt on my girl in NXT. And I'm still side-eyeing your bitch ass. And quiet as it's kept, Vince McMahon booked black talent better than you, Triple Thumbs. And we all know it. But motherfuckers don't want to say it out loud. Since everybody's sucking his ass in that documentary. How about we just call a spade a spade? And that's also a racist trope, too. I'm going to leave it right there. Because the way I'm moving my head, it's going to fall off my damn shoulders. Or I'm going to strain my damn neck. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Bye.